Welcome to CodeRush, feature of the week. So Mark, what have we got this week?
N for new instances. N for new instances. This is one of the template declaration verbs. We've already seen template declaration verbs like M to declare new methods. MI here is going to give me a method that returns an int, for example, right?
Yep.
I'm going to give you a new verb. It's the N verb, and it's for creating new initialized instances. It's like V for variables, but it does the variable declaration plus the initialization. So, for example, let's start with NI right here. NI would give me a new initialized variable. So I can just type in, for example, count, and maybe say I want to initialize it to -1, for example. Notice how it gives me fields for both the name of the variable and the initialization. I can then make changes to both. Let's say I want to have a new string, NS, for a new initialized string. And I might call this name, hit enter, and over here it's selected string empty. If I like it, I can hit enter, or I can just replace it by typing, for example, open quote, and then hello, close quote, something like that. So it's the initialization is built in as a stopping point when the template expands. I can also use this for reference types as well. For example, I might want to create a new data table like that, NDT, and that gives me a new data table. Notice here now in the initialization side, instead of selecting everything on the right side of the equal sign, notice there's just a line right here, right between the parens. And when I hit enter here, it's going to take me over where that line is. So I'm going to hit enter here. Now I'm in there. I can specify any parameters to this. I notice I've got a couple different options. I'm good with all those. I'm going to hit enter and I'm outside. So that's just NDT, and I can also use it with generic types as well. So I can say I want a new list of string, for example, NL.S. And it gives me a new initialized list of strings. Very fast.
That's one of my single most common things I use for this. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yes, it is. It's not bad. It works here, and it works here as well. So I can say I want a new string, and it gives me something like this, right? The same kind of thing. I want to say maybe I want a new list of ints, for example, or maybe a new list of data tables. That's way more interesting, right? And then expand that, and there it is. There's my field declaration. So that is the N for new instances.
Okay, Mark, I've got a couple of questions for you here. When you initially did that inside the method, there was a var keyword used on the left-hand side of the new initialization, but when you did it outside the method, there wasn't. Is there a particular reason for that?
Because you can't do it outside the method.
So CodeRush being clever.
CodeRush is clever. That's the reason, right? Exactly. The reason is
there a way...
Go ahead.
Sorry. Is there a way to configure it so that it will not use the var keyword inside if you happen to have that as a preference in your own coding style?
Yes, Roy, there is. If you go into the CodeRush options dialog and you open up the language of choice that you're interested in here, we'll open up C# and come down to programming style. Up at the top, we've got an option called local declaration style. And right now I've got use implicit. And then there's another option, use implicit when the type is obvious from the context. And then I also have use explicit. So we can choose use explicit right here if we want to. And now if we come down here and I type in NS right there, there's the string declaration right there. And if I want to say like NL.I for a new list of integers, there you can see it's explicitly declaring it off on the left.
So no matter what your coding style, your coding preferences are, we have options here that will keep you covered, that will output the code exactly the way you want it.
Exactly.
Fantastic. All right, Mark, thank you very much. We'll see you next week on CodeRush Feature of the Week. For more Feature of the Week videos, click one of the 2 video links on screen or select from our playlist. Download and learn more about CodeRush from the DevExpress website. And be sure to subscribe to our channel to receive all the latest CodeRush feature videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.